Hello everyone! What I'd like to do in this video is show you why synthetic division works. I'm going to do this problem right here, and I'm going to do it in two different ways. I'm going to do it with our traditional polynomial division, and I'm also going to do it with synthetic division, and I hope doing them side by side, you'll be able to see why synthetic division works. Now recall that when we do synthetic division, we only can do synthetic division in special cases. We only can do synthetic division when our divisor is of the form x minus c. Now don't let this minus c confuse you. C could be negative, so if c is negative 2, it would be x plus 2. So anything that's of the form x plus 2, x minus 5, x minus 3, x plus 15, x minus 1010. Okay. So let's set this up with traditional polynomial division. So we'd write x minus 3. And we want to divide that into a 3x squared minus 2x plus 5. And over here, we'd write our synthetic division bar. We'd record the coefficients of the dividend. We'd write 3, negative 2, and 5. Now what I write here is, remember, I don't write a negative 3 here. Whatever number is here, I flip the sign. So I'll write a positive 3 right here. So the first step over here, we would ask ourselves the question, what would I need to multiply x by to get a 3x squared? Well, I'd be missing a 3, and I would be missing an extra x. So this would be the very first term in our quotient. Well, what do we do over here in synthetic division? We just take this number right here, and we automatically drop it down. So the reason why we just drop that number down is because, remember, when we're doing synthetic division, we have the assumption that the dividend is of this form. We're assuming that the coefficient in front of x is 1. So when we ask ourselves the question, what would I need to multiply x by to get a 3x squared? Well, whatever coefficient is right here, that's what you would have to record here. So if this was a 4 here, I would say, how many times does x go into 4x cubed? I'd write a 4 here, and I would just drop the 4 down. Okay, so how would we continue here? We take the 3x, we multiply it by the x, so I'll get a 3x squared. I take the 3x and I multiply it by the negative 3, so now I'm going to get a negative 9x. And then what do? We subtract, so we'll go ahead and flip all the signs and add. So when I add these, I'm going to get a 3x squared minus a 3x squared. I'll get a 0. I'm going to get a 9x minus a 2x. I'm going to get a 7x here, and I'll write down this 5. And then we'll ask ourselves the question, maybe to get the next number up here, we'd ask ourselves the question, what would I multiply x by to get a 7x? Well, I would need to record a 7 here. So let's pause here for a second. If I was doing it with synthetic division, what I would ask myself, and what I'd do is I'd say, let's take 3, multiply it by 3. That's going to be a 9, and we're going to record the 9 right here. So when we asked ourselves the question, or when we distributed in this 3x, we had a 3x times an x. We got the 3x squared. But we took the 3x and multiplied it by a negative 3 to get the negative 9 there. That's why we did the 3 times 3 here. Now I have I originally had a negative 9 here, but remember, since we subtracted, we flipped all the signs, and that subtracting and flipping all the signs is the whole reason why we actually changed the sign here. By flipping the sign in the beginning of synthetic division, that's taking care of me subtracting and flipping all the signs. So then what do? Then we add these. So I would end up getting out a 7. When we added these, we ended up getting out a 7. And that's going to be the next term in my quotient, because then I'd ask myself the question, what do I need to multiply x by to get a 7x? Well, I'd record a 7 there. And then again, that's because of the assumption that we have a coefficient in 1 in front of this x. Okay, so over here I would take the 7, I'd multiply by the x, so I'll get out a 7x. Out of 7 times a negative 3, I'll have a minus 21 here. And then we'll subtract, so I'll flip our signs, and we'll add, so I'll get a 0 x's, and I'm going to get out 26 for x. I'm sorry, I'm going to get 21 plus 5, I'm going to get 26. Okay. Over here, what would we do? We would take the 3 and we multiplied it by the 7 times the 3, and we're going to get out a 21. So we had the 21 here, we have a positive 21 here, because we flipped the sign, and we took care of that over here by flipping the sign from the beginning. So now what do? We take the 21, we add it to the 5, we get out the 26. That was the step right here. We have the 26, we have a remainder. So for the answer for these problems, what do we have? We have that our quotient is 3x plus 7, and we have a remainder of 26 divided by our x minus 3. And that's why synthetic division works. But it's so much quicker. It's so much quicker to do synthetic division than to do it the traditional polynomial way. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.